Hello, boys. Welcome back to the Footcast. And we've not been on much lately. We've all had stuff going on in our lives. Chris has been crying in the corner because of Man United's poor run of form. And Nathan has been telling everyone and anyone that Chelsea has won everything, supposedly.
We've won it all. We've won it all.
And bear in mind, this is the same guy who literally was joking about, saying, "Oh, it's just a tin pot trophy. It doesn't mean anything." Now it's like, we're the champions of the world.
We've won it all.
The definition of a Chelsea fan.
Right, that's me done in terms of the Chelsea winning the FIFA World Club Cup. That's all I have to say. Done.
There we go. You heard it here first. Anyway, so
We've won it all.
Not convincingly.
Doing, oh, here we go.
I mean, bear in mind, when compared to the other teams that won the Champions League, let me finish. So if you compare Chelsea's Champions League winning teams to any other Champions League winning teams, at least they actually finished in the top two.
Yeah. Anyway, moving on from that, we've won it all. We've won it all.
Not convincingly. You finished fifth or sixth last year.
The thing is, Chris, it doesn't matter if they're convincing or not. They've won it.
True. At the end of the day,
I think that shows the problem.
You've got one trophy left. You've got one competition left. You end in the FA Cup, and yeah, we'll just leave it as that. You've got one more trophy that you probably won't win.
And what's the likelihood of you winning it again?
We've already won it, mate. We've won the Champions League.
Are you saying one more's like what? Just two is enough?
Well, obviously not, but we're still in three competitions, so just saying.
All right, but I said, what's the likelihood of you winning either of those three?
There's still a chance. Better than you.
Oh my!
Did I say? I'm just asking you your opinion on Chelsea.
Do I need to duck with these shots or something?
I wouldn't say there was shots. I said he's trying to swing, but he's like so far away. It's just sort of like, oh, I kind of feel sorry for him now.
So we're recording this during it's PSG versus Real Madrid at the moment, and Man City versus Sporting Lisbon.
It's 0-0 between PSG and Real Madrid.
And we've got the scummy derby, as the Palace fans would call it, Man United versus Brighton. Man United, please win, because I don't want to wear that Brighton shirt. Anyway, so
please draw, Brighton.
Moving on. So the Saturday just gone. The weekend just gone. If we just go through some of the results.
Yeah, Chelsea won the FIFA World Club Cup. That's all I have to say.
In the Premier League, which is relevant.
Congratulations to Chelsea. You finally made it to a half-decent team.
Oh. Well, it was meant to be Chelsea versus Arsenal on Saturday, wasn't it?
It was, but it was postponed because we've won it all.
Oh, my God.
Right, now I'm stuck. If I say it again, I will wear a Man United shirt. Done.
Wow.
So what did you win?
Anyway, so Man United 1-0 against the resurgent Southampton this season. Southampton have been doing a lot better this season so far. Palace, well, we've turned into Palace again. We drew against Brentford, a side that had lost their last 6 games.
You've had a lot of draws this season, to be fair, mate.
We have had a lot of draws. We need to convert them into 3 points. Some of them games we should have won, absolutely. But we're playing a lot better football this season, and I have to keep the faith. You know, Patrick Vieira's building something there. Everton 3-0 against Leeds. Well,
I told you. The last time we spoke, I told you they will throw Rafa under the bus, and as soon as he's gone, they're going to start winning. I told you.
Yeah,
well, Donny van der Beek had a good game. Cheers for nicking him off us.
I've heard he had a good game.
You leave my Donny alone.
Yeah. Brighton beat Watford 2-0. It's not exactly hard, is it? And Man City just tore Norwich apart.
Not exactly hard, is it, really?
Sunday we had Liverpool 1-0 against Burnley. Newcastle 1-0 against Aston Villa. That's a big win for them.
But Kieran Trippier is injured.
Yeah, he is. Kieran Trippier picked up an injury during the game. He's broken his foot now.
So, sorry, True Geordie. It looks like you could be going down.
I don't think they will do now. Spuds, they lost against Wolves. Ooh, that's a bad loss for them. And finally, Leicester drew 2-2 with Wet Spam. Now,
which was a good result for Chelsea.
Yeah, I mean,
Wet Spam and Spuds.
Looking ahead to Saturday, we've got West Ham v Newcastle in the early kick-off.
Go on, Newcastle. Go on. Up the ton. Up the ton.
I think
no,
West
stop
Ham
trying to win True Geordie over. No.
Arsenal v Brentford. Arsenal's got
London
to win
derby.
that, right?
That's a London derby.
That is a London derby. Aston Villa against Watford.
Well, that's a big game.
Brighton v Burnley.
Tough one.
Battle of the boring football. Another London derby. Another London derby. Palace v Chelsea at Selhurst Park. Fortress Selhurst. Knowing us, we'll smash Chelsea. And then not beat any of the teams we're supposed to beat.
I mean, Chelsea are easy because they've not really won much.
I mean, if they put the lamppost up front, Lukaku up front, then basically our defenders won't have to move.
One issue though, you've not got Conor Gallagher for that game.
Oh yes, I know.
Well, considering Lukaku scored over in Abu Dhabi, scored both the goals in the semi-final and the final.
Why was he in Abu Dhabi?
Against the pub side.
Yeah, all right, but still, it doesn't matter.
I
mean,
won't
to be honest,
disrespect
you've got the best
like
striker in the world. I mean, to be fair, I think Rudiger and Thiago Silva should be really scared because they've got the best striker in the world, Christian Benteke.
Yeah, he's not been starting for us lately. I think he's been Edouard. But
Nathan, why were they in Abu Dhabi?
Because that's where the tournament was held.
What tournament?
The Club World Cup! Way!
He technically didn't talk about it though. No, he did mention about it. He said, they're in Abu Dhabi. Yeah, that's basically talking about Nathan, I'll bring you a shirt over.
The time is up. Chelsea's time is now.
What did you do, Nathan?
I didn't actually say it. I just said he scored both the goals in...
You did say it. You said it just now.
Not really. I didn't say anything.
So what happened in Abu Dhabi?
I don't know. It was probably beautiful weather, I heard.
Okay, yeah. We've got Liverpool v Norwich, man. Norwich. What's the worth in them being in the Premier? Well, they're actually doing a lot better these days because they're
better than they were. They were out the top. They were out the bottom three.
Yeah,
not long for a few weeks, but that's only because other games from teams above them had their games postponed due to COVID and stuff. So
I wouldn't say due to COVID, it's just due to the international break and teams being too lazy to play their youth and selfish. It's like the academies are there for a reason.
Yeah.
Why not use them? Give a young player their chance.
Exactly.
Instead of being like, oh, no, we haven't got our best team. How do you know what your fucking best team is if you don't play your younger players?
Exactly. Yeah, I agree with that.
I'm actually looking forward to one of the games Jason's about to say, to be fair.
So am I, actually. Southampton v Everton. Two sides that are on the way up.
From being on the way down.
Yeah, that found form this season. That should be good. And then you've got Man City versus Spuds.
That'll be a good game. Up the City.
I reckon City will win that, to be fair.
Right, yeah. I was going to say, why is Nathan cheering for City?
Because I don't want Spurs to win.
So, the top of the Premier League is looking interesting. So, fourth place is well up for grabs. I'd say from fourth all the way down to about 10th, any team can get into the top four from there. 10th is Southampton, by the way. So you've got Man United, Arsenal, West Ham are fourth, Man United, Arsenal, Wolves. Wolves are 7th and are only 4 points behind West Ham. Tottenham are 5 points behind West Ham. And Brighton are 8 points behind West Ham. Any of them teams, I think, can get fourth. Hopefully Brighton doesn't, because we won't hear the fucking end of it. But
And we'll have loads of picture proof of Jason wearing the Brighton shirt.
actually, do you know what? If I have to do that, I do have a video idea which will involve you two and us actually going to Brighton. But top secret, you know.
I think we should go Selhurst
Yeah, it could do, yeah.
on a match day.
No, because it'll be when the season's finished, Chris.
I know, but what I mean is, like, we wait and just have you walking around.
No. It'll be
Or
like
you could
Bruce
have, like,
Willis
half a
in Die
Brighton,
Hard
half
with
a
a
Crystal
Vengeance.
Palace shirt.
Do you know Die Hard with a Vengeance with the board that he has to wear through Harlem? Don't say what it says on there, but you know.
I think you should definitely do that.
No. Wow, Leicester are 11th. They're slipping, you know. I reckon Brendan Rodgers is he's going to be under pressure soon.
Well,
So, if we go through each team and just see, just talk about their chances. So, first of all, West Ham are in the driving seat. They are, well, every team below them has either 1 or 2 games in hand over them. So, how likely is it that West Ham are going to hang on to that, do we think?
They've got they got a good chance, but the problem is, though, they didn't get who they wanted in January.
Yeah.
I feel like that's gonna dampen some sort of hope for them. But I think if they carry on playing the way they're playing, I don't see why they won't get it. I mean, I feel like they won't last very long in Europe because if Declan Rice is on the move, then it's just gonna look embarrassing. I mean,
For me personally, I think it won't be West Ham. I think obviously they didn't sign anyone in January. I think they're personally focusing on the Europa League a little bit more as well, because that's also another way to get into the Champions League.
So why would they be focusing on the Europa League when they're in a Champions League spot?
Well, they're 2 spots, isn't it?
No, you focus for 1. You don't focus for 2. This is why Chelsea can't win the league and Champions League at the same time. Because you can only focus on 1 competition, which is proven to be a fact.
Yeah, but I'm not being rude. When was your last trophy?
Oh.
But when did you ever win the Champions League and the Premier League the same season?
The thing we have to say about West Ham is, right, looking at their form, they've been very inconsistent lately. The last 5 games, they've won 2, they've lost 2, they've drawn 1. And even before that, they were drawing games that they should have won. So I personally don't see them hanging on to 4th spot. I think they'll get Europa League again. For
me, I think 4th spot will go to Man United.
It all depends. If they progress on further into the Europa League, maybe they'll focus more on that than the Premier League. Because if you win Europa League, you're going into the Champions League anyway, aren't you?
Yeah.
So Man United.
Chris has left the chat.
A team that I tipped to be easily top 4 this season.
Which I think they will still get.
I don't see it. I really don't see it. I mean, the fact that you got an absolute donkey at centre back, like Harry and bloody Maguire, getting ripped a new one by banging average players, looking like what's it called? Who did we play the other day? It was Burnley.
Yeah.
Burnley's goal, he just dodged the player. I mean, if you're running out of ball and it's a bit hard, you just do your all to win the ball. He just jumps out the way like, oh, no, I don't want to touch you. It's like, then he also gives away our goal because he pushes a Burnley player, then holds onto him. I'm like, and this guy's meant to be the fucking captain.
He's meant to be 80 million, but he's not even worth 8 million.
Sorry, 85 million. That's more embarrassing.
That's even worse. I wouldn't even pay 5 million for Maguire right now.
The fact he cost that much, he's lazy, he's just awful. I mean, Luke Shaw as well. I know it didn't cost as much, but him and Luke Shaw. Honestly, if I was literally part of the Manchester United team, I would be fighting them on the bus home.
Fighting them on the
Literally.
bus home.
I mean, literally, ask Nathan. Me and Nathan, when we played the six-a-side together, how many arguments did I have with him if he did something wrong?
Yep, and I'll never forget as well. He had a punch up with someone on the pitch as well.
Who?
Oh yeah, our own team.
Yeah. Of the opposite team, he had a punch up with someone, Chris.
Chris, Jesus. Did he friends to give him the shamalabala?
Yeah, so Chris and I have played football together, so we have had our arguments.
Yeah.
And I did need to get sort of get into a little push and shoving contest with my own teammate because I thought he was playing shit, and he's telling me I was playing shit. I'm like, no, I'm playing fucking better than you are. Then we sort of got into it a bit.
But for me, I think Man United will get it still. But I mean, fair enough to you, Chris. You're not being biased. You're saying you don't think you will, but I think you will still get it.
I think if we do, we need to adjust. Like, I mean, for example, today's lineup: Fred and McTominay. Why is McTominay playing? He's a centre midfielder who plays centre back for Scotland. He can't even get into the Scotland midfield.
Don't know, mate.
Over bloody is it Harry Gilmore? Whatever his name. What's that guy?
Billy Gilmore.
Billy Gilmore. Billy bloody Gilmore, who's on loan from Chelsea to Norwich, can't even get looking in the Chelsea team, is starting above him. And
Wow.
McTominay plays for one of the best clubs in the world.
Supposedly.
Shut up.
Well,
But that's embarrassing.
The thing is, right, with Man U, I don't get what's going on at Man U, right? And I was thinking about this earlier, right? Ralf Rangnick is only known in Germany, right? Okay, he laid the foundations for RB Leipzig. He got Hoffenheim out of trouble a few times. But he's not a manager, right? And this is where Man United have got it deftly wrong, right? Because they had a chance to go and get Conte. They had a chance. I mean, even Pochettino I would rate higher than Ralf Rangnick.
No.
I would.
What has Pochettino actually done other than get to one final and lose? Other than that one final, what's he done?
Second in the Premier League.
To who?
Leicester.
A year off their promotion to the Premier League, and he's losing the battle with Leicester.
Yeah,
yes,
but
they had
look at the side he had.
Hmm?
Look at the side he had, though.
He had Harry Kane and Danny Ali both playing to their potential at the time. You had Hugo Lloris, who was quite good.
That was in general a weird season anyway, wasn't it? Everyone was so inconsistent that
even like Man United weren't consistent. Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea.
Right, that's the point. We've not been consistent for nearly 10 years.
Leicester won that title just by being consistent. Honestly, they didn't have.
And the fact that Tottenham was so bad. I mean, it's a two-horse race between Leicester and Tottenham. Who out of those two, at that point in time, would you think would easily win the league?
I thought it would be Tottenham.
Yeah. So the fact that Pochettino again couldn't win the league in Ligue 1 or whatever it's called,
Farmers League,
that's it. So couldn't win it there, couldn't win the Champions League, couldn't win the French Cup, couldn't win any cups in England. Then he couldn't win the Premier League against Leicester. Sorry, I'm not knocking Leicester's achievement, but you can't say he's not a good manager. When people say
it just came down to consistency, didn't it? Really.
I mean, he got a half-decent team up to a decent standard, yeah. But decent standards where we was at with Ollie. We get Pochettino in, we're going back.
Well, I mean, what my point is that there are far superior managers out there than Ralf Rangnick, who's using, quite frankly, in my opinion, an outdated tactic that worked in the German league, but will not translate over into the Premier League because other teams sort of employ the same methods but better. They close higher up the pitch now. The pace of the Premier League is different to Germany. In Germany, what does he call it? The Gegenpress. The Gegenpress. It's all about people pushing right up, when the other team's coming at them. But, you've got the Premier League where the top teams can switch back just like that, back into defence.
But do you not think his idea of the way to get them to play is good if he did it for Liverpool and City? Do you think it's just because the United players, the fact that you had players whinging and crying, or basically whinging and crying because they get told to stay a little bit later for training? I mean, the fact is, if you look back in the early 2000s when Ronaldo first joined, I'm not just saying Ronaldo just because Ronaldo, but he would stay behind to practice. He still does to this day. Look at all those other players who just it's still light outside, we're going to go home, catch a bit of daylight before it gets dark. It's like they're just here for a payday and play okay, then go home.
And you've got the right. You've hit the nail on the head there. Really,
it's the attitude in Man United.
It is. It's not just Ralf Rangnick, but it is the attitude in United. I mean, I have to say he's one of my favourite players of all time. But Ronaldo's attitude after the final whistle lately has been poor. And, stomping off down the tunnel, not shaking anybody's hands. Yeah, he's disappointed, but he's also one of the most senior players of the team. He should be setting the example for people like Anthony Elanga and the other younger guys in the team.
But to be fair, do you not think, though, would you rather have a player do that? Because that's exactly what United players used to do when we drew or lost the game under Fergie. You don't accept anything less than a win.
It's just, I mean, there's a lot of issues at United. I mean, there's leaks coming out all over the place. There's people speaking out against the manager. Yeah. There's that Lingard situation where, Ralf Rangnick come out and said, Lingard's willing to stay or something, this, that and the other. And Lingard went, I didn't say that. So, it's a bit of a mess. But let's move on. Mm-hmm. Now, the other team in this, which I think personally will get fourth place, is Arsenal. If you look at the way they were at the start of the season, it's nothing short of really amazing that they got themselves into the top four conversation. They're 2 points off of it.
With loads of games in hand.
Yeah, they've got 3 games in hand over West Ham.
Because their opponents this past weekend are very selfish and didn't even bother to show up.
Yeah. What were they doing again, Nathan? But Aubameyang's left. I just think there's a better atmosphere around Arsenal at the moment. There isn't all this Arteta out sort of business. It's sort of
give it a few more months.
Trust the process. Yeah, we'll see in the next couple of months because this could be, they could just, bottle it again. But I personally would love to see Arsenal back in the Champions League.
No, yeah. I want to see them in the Championship.
Well, I'm a what's the word? I'm a neutral in this. Next down,
you're telling me you wouldn't find it funny seeing Arsenal in the Championship?
I think it would be a disaster for Arsenal, but it would also be very funny. Yeah. Wolves.
Jeez. They're a surprise. I thought they were going to struggle after the issues they've had, losing players, losing manager, and they've smashed it.
I mean, they're a bit like how we've just been speaking about Leicester. They've snuck in there just by being consistent. They've not been smashing teams left, right, and centre. They've not been playing good football. They've not been, scoring saucy goals. They've just been doing the job. And I think, what's the manager's name? Bruno. Is it Bruno Law? Hang on, let me see. Jesus. Way to do your research, Jay. Hang on, let me put it in. Wolves manager. Wow, I'm well unprepared. Wolves manager, what's his name? Bruno Lage. Yeah, I'm sure I butchered the Lage. Yeah, I think they're doing well at the moment. They've certainly got a chance of getting top 4 this season. They're 2 games in hand against West Ham. Only 4 points off.
For me, top 4, fourth place is just open. This is an open spot.
It is.
Especially with teams below West Ham, we've got games in hand.
Yeah.
Who obviously, I think this is an open spot. But for me, Manchester United to get 4th.
Michael will probably be West Ham.
Fair play. Jason?
I think
don't
Arsenal.
see us doing it. Arsenal, yeah.
I think Arsenal with United, Wolves, and West Ham to get Europa.
Really? You think West Ham are going to drop that low?
I think West Ham are going to get Europa. And Man United, Man United and West Ham will go Europa. Wolves will get Conference.
Do you know what? I've got an idea. To increase the bet. If Brighton get European football, you've got to wear a full Brighton kit.
I don't mind. It'll be in the summer. You want me to go around like a full kit wanker?
Yes, down the streets.
And the socks.
Okay then, fine. If they get European football, I'll be a full kit wanker.
And we get a night out with you with it as well.
No, they won't let me in anywhere with a football shirt, will they?
Fancy dress.
Halloween.
No, I'm not going to wait until this October to wear a bloody Brighton kit. I've got an idea for the Brighton shirt. It will start off near Selhurst Park, and then it will venture down to Brighton. It'll be an all-day affair. Few of them.
Wouldn't it be better the other way around? You go to Brighton to buy the shirt.
No. I've got a funny end to the video. Don't worry.
You're just going to burn the shit outside the stadium, aren't you?
No, I'm not going to do that.
100%.
Please do it.
No. Anyway,
100% you're going to do that.
I'm not going to do that. Honestly, bottom of my heart, I'm not going to do that.
Brighton fans, get mad.
So, if we turn our attention to relegation now, there's been some major changes in that fight because now Newcastle are out of it and Norwich look like they're going to come out of it, even though they're 4 points off of safety without a game in hand. Burnley have 3 games in hand over Norwich. So that could be interesting.
For me, I think my bottom 3 will be Burnley, Norwich, and I'm still feeling Newcastle will still get relegated. Burnley, Norwich, and Newcastle. That's my 3.
That's not a bad idea. I'm thinking Newcastle, Chelsea, and Palace. No, I'm joking. No, seriously, I think Norwich, Newcastle. Who else is down there?
Watford,
yeah.
All right, let me go through the teams for you then. Right, so I'm going to do all of the teams within 9 points of the drop, right? Because there are still 14 games to go in some cases. 13th are Palace.
Yep, absolutely. Automatic relegation.
We're not going down.
We bloody hope so.
14th on 24 points are Brentford.
No, they're not going down.
15th on 23 points are Leeds. 16th on 22 points are Everton. 17th on 21 points are Newcastle. Norwich on 17. Watford on 15. Burnley on 14. Now, personally, I think Brentford and Palace, we're just not going to go down. I mean, Brentford need to get a win. They haven't won in God knows how many games. Palace have only won.
Palace won't go down.
Palace have only won 1 in 6. But we have we've been picking up points slowly this season, which has been on our side. Now, here's a weird fact as well. Newcastle have got 4 wins this season. 3 of them wins have been in their last 3 games, which is madness.
I still think Newcastle will just go down. I still think they will.
I hope so.
Are you saying Norwich are going to stay up then?
I think Norwich will go down. I think we'll be Burnley, Newcastle, Norwich. That's my bottom 3.
Really? You
I
think
think Watford
will stay?
I think they'll survive just by the skin of their teeth.
Why do you look so angry?
They're just skin.
I do
think it's going to be Watford, Norwich, and hopefully Newcastle.
Do you know who I think it will be?
Palace.
I think it will be Leeds, Watford, Burnley. Actually, Burnley will be 19th.
I mean, to be fair, he's got a point. Leeds
have been shocking lately.
Yeah.
They've had a dreadful season, to be fair.
Considering last season when they had no fans, they were on it. Leeds were actually really looking
but the
good.
thing is, at the start of the season, they had a massive injury crisis, which, is still going on at the moment.
I just don't understand. Like, now that the fans are back, Leeds have just dropped, and you think that the fans will be there. It's the first season back in the Premier League, boom, boom, boom. But there's just nothing for Leeds, and I'm really confused, considering last year there was no fans at all.
Yeah.
And
no injury crisis either.
Yeah, half of their good players are injured, didn't they?
Yeah, look at Dan James having to play striker.
And I think
he's not a striker.
And I think half their players will be gone. I think Calvin Phillips will be gone in the summer. I think Pat Bamford will be gone. I think a lot of their players will go next year.
I think Calvin Phillips going depends on if Declan Rice goes. Because if Declan Rice goes, then Calvin Phillips will be going West Ham.
I think Calvin Phillips will probably. I personally think Declan Rice will come to Chelsea, and I think Calvin Phillips will go to Man United.
I think it's the opposite. I think Rice will come to United because he has said publicly United is his favourite place to play.
Yeah.
Well, favourite ground. And this is coming from a Chelsea fan who got released as a youngster.
I know. And that's the thing. Yeah.
And Leeds won't sell their best player to us again after what happened with the last 2 players.
Or Calvin Phillips will go somewhere.
Eric Cantona.
Wait, that's a trivia question, Nathan. Name the last 2. Name 2 big players Manchester United bought off Leeds.
I've got 2.
I know you do. Don't say anything.
Oh no, who?
Let me give you a clue. You've been murked.
How about this, Nathan? Look.
Rio Ferdinand.
Yes.
Yeah, that's one. But no, that's a good point. Yeah, forgot about that.
Rio Ferdinand and who else?
Au revoir.
Cantona.
Yeah.
The King.
Just see what happens.
I mean, I would have done a kung fu kick, but I probably would have stayed on the floor.
Yeah.
To be fair, the Palace fan deserved it.
He did.
It's a shame it wasn't a Chelsea fan called Nathan.
Anyway.
Sorry.
I just think, and not being disparaging to him or anything, Marcelo Bielsa's a good manager.
Yeah, he is.
But I'm surprised he hasn't been sacked.
I don't think he's
By
been
now.
sacked considering he's won the Championship with Leeds. He got them promoted. He kept them up last season, and I think that's probably where the leeway is. I think the fans are behind him.
Yeah. I mean, I think the one good thing about this season with Leeds in the position they are is that they've been able to use players they wouldn't usually do. And the likes of Jack Harrison has come out and has been like a really good player for them this season. I can see him going. He'll be snapped up by like a team above them or something.
I see a lot of players leaving Leeds in the summer, whether they stay up or not.
If they go down, a lot will go. I think Ivan Melier will go. The goalkeeper.
I think Bamford will go.
I can't see Bamford going unless it's to someone like, I don't know,
Palace.
Aston Villa. I don't think Palace will have him back.
I mean, you had Benteke. I mean, he's pretty terrible.
You don't need any other striker unless you've got Benteke. So, if you've got Benteke, it's as good as having Messi. You heard it here first.
Yeah, the Paris Saint-Germain Messi, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, here's a fact. Christian Benteke scored more goals than Messi this season.
Benteke Ballon d'Or.
Ballon d'Or 2023. 2. God, what am I like? So, yeah, I think Leeds might go down this season. I think Newcastle and Everton will escape the drop. I think Brentford will just be above it, along with Norwich. Palace, we're not going down, but 11 draws will be. I think we'll finish 10th, 11th, and the surprise package towards the bottom, I think, will be Leicester.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it'll be Leicester.
Could be.
Shocker.
Mm.
So we've done all that. Shall we look to... Oh, we've already looked to this week's games, haven't we?
Yeah.
So, yeah. Anyway, so if you all enjoyed that podcast, then give this video a like, subscribe. Just put down below what you want us to talk about. You know, if you want to be on the Footcast, give me a message. You know, and we'll have you on as long as you're not an idiot.
Like Nathan.
Yeah, so I will see you. We'll see you in the next one.